A vision that sees only what can be accomplished immediately artificially constricts our view of the action of God. And that can lead to discouraged Christians and churches and pastors. And what's true of our churches is true for individuals we minister to as well. God may have a longer time span in mind when we're evangelizing or discipling than we do. As one writer has observed, the seed may lie under the earth until we do, and then spring up. Even as the business world is moving from quarterly reports to biannual or annual in order to counter an unhealthy short-sightedness in their planning, are evangelical pastors going the other way? David Wells wisely cautions us against any attempt to market the gospel. I quote, "The marketing model, if followed, empties the truth out of the gospel. First, the needs consumers have are needs they identify for themselves. The needs sinners have are needs God identifies for us. And the way we see our needs is rather different from the way He sees them. The product we will seek naturally will not be the gospel. It will be a therapy of some kind, a technique for life, perhaps a way of connecting more deeply with our own spiritual selves on our own terms, terms that require no repentance and no redemption. It will not be the gospel. The gospel cannot be a product that the church sells because there are no consumers for it." Close quote. We need to forsake hype and overselling and self-promotion that seems to be endemic to social media, and we need to rediscover humility and word of mouth by personal testimony and prayer. Brothers and sisters, I'm concerned that in rushing our ministry for today's statistics, too many false conversions occur, too many churches are prematurely born, too many church planters are sent out poorly equipped and poorly supported. And can I just mention Ian Murray's book, Revival and Revivalism? We gave away a copy of it yesterday afternoon. But in this book by Ian Murray, Revival and Revivalism, which I would encourage you all to read, especially if you can put up with a lot of proper nouns, like people's names you don't know and you won't need to know. But if you can get through that, Ian's basic idea in this book is that in the First Great Awakening, extraordinary blessings came from God by use of the ordinary means, the things that God has told us that we are to do. Whereas in the Second Great Awakening, man tried to reverse engineer God's blessings by seeking extraordinary blessings, but since they weren't coming apparently through the ordinary means, then coming up with new measures, extraordinary means, to bring about God's extraordinary blessings. So that's how he contrasts, as the title says, revival, which is from God, with revivalism, which is something that you and I can do. It's a good book worth getting and reflecting on. I'm concerned that the allure of something that appears great happening today, joys of triumphs of large numbers reported, pulls us away from the quiet, slow, plodding work that will produce the truly great works of tomorrow. Pastors around the world today are feeling the pressure of having spontaneous baptisms, pressure to get younger children to pray the prayer and get them baptized soon. Across the globe today, the need for speed produces statistics that are too often like makeup on a corpse. Speed need casts its deadening hand on true gospel work. But God alone, not a goal met, is the evaluator of our ministry. God misses nothing. God uses us only in His mercy. And I'm concerned that if we misunderstand that, our faithfulnesses are short-circuited and that our joys are stolen. And without joy, I don't think we'll have the strength and endurance we'll need for the long, slow work that characterizes so much of real gospel ministry and real gospel expansion.